Okay, gonna do another little preview or take you on a little bit of a tour of what the bike path is in relation to Folsom Dam. And last time I took the fork that took me down initially right to the straight to the downhill part. This time I'm gonna go on the other side and go across the dam, and there's an uphill section there that would be kind of boring, so I'm going to use the I forget what they call it, but where fast pace it compresses the video, but you can't talk during that, so when that happens you'll know what's going on there. Maybe I can add some narration in post after that. So okay, here we go. Little yapper dog. Okay, nice cool morning to start. It's not supposed to warm up quite as much. It'll be in the 90s as opposed to being a little over 100, but I should be done before it gets even to the max temp today, even though I'm a little bit late in what I wanted to start. Didn't really matter. So this here is the old road that used to go over the dam, but some years ago after 9/11 all these federal dams, most of them, they built bridges in front of the dam just to help keep from their potential of maybe getting a bomb on the dam or something. So straight ahead, I don't know if you can see it, but that structure there is an auxiliary spillway they added a few years ago, which was quite a project. Instead of going as part of the dam, it's kind of next to it. I'll stop for a second up here and show you where the actual original spillways are, which they would... Whoa, I missed my turn. Okay, yeah, that's where you make your choice which side of the river you're going to start on, either the north or the south side, or the east or the west, right or the left. So this here is the bridge they added 20 years ago or something. The road used to go across the top of the dam. I'll show you here in a minute. I don't know how well you can hear me with this traffic noise plus the wind. I think that guy was smiling for the camera, I don't know. He was happy about something. So this dam that has the powerhouse built into the base of the dam, you know, where some constructions are such, like where I used to work, where the powerhouse was 5 miles from the dam, because the water went through a tunnel, then down a penstock to the powerhouse to get more elevation change, thereby giving more power transfer from the water. Okay, so here's the powerhouse. I guess you can see it. There's no water, well, barely any water coming out of it. You can barely see it. And then you got the spillways there up at the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can see they're doing work on the one on the right there, doing something with it. And over there's the auxiliary spillway. So I'm going to stop this and go to time lapse as I go up this hill here.
Now this uphill section is nice to do in the morning when your legs are fresh, and it's a good way to start the day. And sometimes people just blow by, like that guy there. He's a young buck heading out.
Okay, so we're at the top of that little incline. There's a little shot of Folsom Lake as it looks on the 3rd of September. And so we'll take a look at this little part of the trail here for a minute. It goes along here flat and then goes over a nice little pedestrian bridge and then down some kind of nice downhill with one little climb involved. But so on my right here is Folsom Prison, and as I was coming up the hill, you could hear the prison guards practicing. Their shooting range is right there. You know, it sounds like a lot of fireworks going off. Pop, 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 pop. They probably have it close enough so the prisoners can hear them practicing, maybe to, you know, make them think twice before they, you know, try to pull something fancy and, you know, bust out of this joint. Okay, we're gonna go off to the left here. Good morning. So it's about 10 to 9 in the morning. So I suppose most of the morning commute, people going to work, is done. This is all the housefrows going out to the Marquita to pick up their greens and stuff. This is the pedestrian bridge I was talking about. And then a nice little downhill here. Still trying to figure out what's the best bicycle mount. I suppose I'm going to have to try the chest strap. It's just, it's pretty thick, the straps for it, but it's not too conducive with summer. I mean, as far as being kind of hot, although it's not very hot right at the moment. But I guess they do have them, the smaller straps. Of course, then they're not going to be as firm, right? So you get kind of a trade-off, stability for comfort. And you know, when I wore it at home the other day for the test, it was fairly comfortable being the wide straps, but I was just, you know, I was just walking around the yard. But anyway, so still off to my left, we're still going around Folsom Prison. We're going to cross this road right here, which is where a lot of the employees turn into Folsom Prison to get to work. Oh, here comes one now. I better hurry to meet him. Oh, he's meeting. Okay. See, I'm supposed to stop and they don't stop. But I had time. And all you can see from the prison from here is you can just see, I can see one guard tower and then a bunch of, you know, floodlights on towers, so, or big tall poles. And then here's the little baby hill, which is kind of steep. I get out of the saddle for it, but it's not so bad this time of day. But if I come back this way in the afternoon and it's, you know, hot, you know, coming up the other side of it, yeah, kind of uncomfortable. we're not out here to be comfortable. It's a short climb. Yeah, so they put a sign here showing a bike on a hill, like you don't know it's a hill, I guess. So, any sweat you work up coming up that hill, coming down this side, it cools you off pretty good. It's real pretty when in the spring and late winter when the grass is all green. Now it's all brown off to the right of me. And yeah, it's still the prison. We're going to go under a little underpass up here that is another entrance into Folsom Dam. Let's see here. Sometimes I'll see deer out there, and maybe a coyote or some turkeys. I got a museum here. I'd like to go see it sometime, but I never quite get Grandma too interested in that. Okay, I'm gonna stop this for now. Okay, I'm almost to where this path comes to, where I have to cross the street if I was going to keep going, or there's a bridge I can cross over the river, or really the back of the lake, and get on the other side. But what I'm going to do today, I'm going to come back this way right away, because I want to record the downhill that I did in time lapse going up, because it's the fastest stretch. Whoa. Whoa. Wow, my mount went totally crazy on me there. Yeah, I'm not quite figured out, I don't think, the best way to mount this. This one today, and a couple of days ago, I strapped right onto my handlebar with a Velcro thing, but the one I used in my initial bike test a few months ago, it clamped onto the I forget what you call it, the piece that goes out from the handlebars connect to. It's at a 90 degree to the handlebars. And anyway, that may be more stable, but really, the best way would be either on my helmet, Mr. Dorkel, and or on my chest. Yeah, what I need is one of those drones I can attach it to that would just follow me around. Of course, I'd probably go under a tree and it would run into the tree or something. This is kind of a... Oh, that park I just went by, that's where they have the 4th of July rodeo. And probably some fireworks or something. Got your little gated community here off to the off to the right, and then or just the bumpy. Okay, and then just for this short little stretch here, go through a little neighborhood. Got a substation next to us. If what it indicates so far today, it looks like we're going to have relatively low traffic as far as bicycles and walkers and runners and stuff. Whoa, excuse me. Sorry. That guy scared me. I was absorbed in my commentary here. I have noticed more people smiling, I think because they see the camera, where, you know, with no camera they just maintain their stoic face. So here, if the traffic is, if I catch it just right, I can just go across. Otherwise I go up to the light and cross, but I'm just going to turn around here and go back up, and then I'm going to record that coming downhill. Okay, so there's a sign that says Johnny Cash Trail on that. I'm back to the pedestrian bridge going the other way, and I don't normally come back. I just went down and back first thing. I used to do that to get some extra miles at the start of the ride a year or so ago, but I kind of quit doing that. I mean, the good thing about doing it near the start of your ride is that you get some hills in earlier when your legs are fresher, and it's also, especially in the summer, cooler. But anyway, so we're gonna go back by the auxiliary spillway back in front of Folsom Dam, and then down the other side where I could go faster, but I try not to go over 30 miles an hour, just because even if you fail going that fast, you kind of wreck yourself. And of course I don't want to damage my the shoulder hardware, and besides, you know, bones are not as supple as they used to be. I've often thought, you know, if I had a big bike crash, I would just be a big jumbled mass of busted up bones and in a flesh bag. But I don't want to be gruesome. So I can turn this sideways so you can see there's the Folsom Lake. That's I guess kind of a nice feature of that mount. You can click the thing, unlock it, and swivel it around if you feel you have the need to do that. There goes your Ram pickup with a little bigger tires, probably custom exhaust to make it sound, you know, whatever. You know, there's muffler shops where people come in and say, hey, give me the mufflers that make my car sound really loud. It's the same. You know, when I sold my 73 Chevy Nova that I had for, I think, 13 years, I bought it for $900 as I think I was 17, and then I sold it for $1,000 13 years later, so that wasn't too bad. But it had almost 300,000 miles on it, 6-cylinder engine, 3-speed on the column. And it was a teenager that bought it, and the only thing he asked me was, does the radio work? Thought that was kind of weird. This can be a little sketchy when if you got a crosswind. But yeah, the camera's really bouncing. I imagine the video won't be very good. But I did watch a YouTube video that said the stabilization works much better in bright light, and it's pretty bright out here, so that maybe help. I don't know. Okay, there's 30 miles an hour. Now, I'm not pedaling, but if I was pedaling, you know, I could get up to 35, 38 or whatever, but why? Why would I do that? Okay, well, that's that. Okay, we'll see if there's anything else. Maybe nothing else for today, but we'll see how it goes.